Horoscope reading principles, Aries rising. 1. Natural benefics enhance the house they occupy or aspect. For Aries rising, Jupiter placed in the 9th house, Sagittarius, on Mula Trikona, strengthens dharma, fatherly blessings, and higher education. It also aspects the 1st, 3rd, and 5th houses, thereby enhancing self-confidence, communication skills, and creativity or children. This is a classic benefic expression that uplifts multiple life areas through aspectual grace. 2. Natural benefics support any planet they conjoin or aspect. If Moon, a fluctuating planet, is in the 4th house, Cancer, its own sign, and receives an aspect from Jupiter in the 12th house, Pisces, it improves emotional grounding and brings spiritual peace to the domestic environment. Jupiter's aspect suppresses Moon's potential instability, especially if the Moon is waning. 3. Natural malefics enhance the undesirable traits of a house unless they own it. Mars, the Lagna Lord, in the 6th house, Virgo, a house of enemies and conflict, can be beneficial due to ownership of the 1st house. However, if Saturn, a natural malefic, aspects the 6th house from the 12th, Pisces, it increases the load of debts, chronic illnesses, or employee-related challenges unless Saturn also owns the house or forms a Nichabanga. 4. Natural malefics afflict planets they conjoin or aspect. If Saturn is in the 7th house, Libra, conjoining Venus, Lord of 2nd and 7th, it may create marital delays or coldness in relationships, especially if Venus is combust or weak. Saturn's dry influence can suppress Venus's warmth unless supported by benefics like Jupiter from the 11th. 5. Natural significators aspecting or occupying their own houses usually enhance them, with exceptions. Mars in the 3rd house, Gemini, can make the native courageous but aggressive toward younger siblings. This may also bring conflict or break in sibling relationships. Waning Moon in the 4th house, Cancer, can cause emotional voids, challenges with mother's health, or instability at home, despite being in its own sign. Jupiter in the 5th house, Leo, might intellectually empower children and creativity, but also create ideological friction or excessive expectation from children. Venus in the 7th house, Libra, while in its own sign, may create relationship struggles if the native is overly idealistic or indulgent in partnerships. Sun in the 9th house, Sagittarius, while a strong placement, can cause ego conflicts with father or gurus, especially if Sun is afflicted or combusts Mercury. Jupiter in the 11th house, Aquarius, may make the native idealistic about elder siblings or community ties, but the relationship may suffer due to moral disagreements or mismatched visions. These detriments are minimized when the planet is in its own sign or nakshatra. For example, Venus in the 7th house in Bharani, ruled by Venus, may not manifest relationship problems if aspected by benefics like Jupiter from the 11th. Each example above illustrates how planetary character, ownership, and placement interact under these interpretive rules. When reading a horoscope, particularly for Aries rising, you must judge both the functional role and the natural temperament of each planet to decode results accurately. Horoscope reading principles, Leo rising. 1. Natural benefics enhance the house they occupy or aspect. For Leo rising, Jupiter in the 5th house, Sagittarius, its own Mula Trikona, powerfully enhances intellect, children, creative potential, and past life merit. Its aspects to the 9th, Aries, 11th, Gemini, and 1st, Leo, strengthen fortune, gainful networks, and the native's radiance and ethical leadership. This setup leads to a natural Dharma-Artha-Kama trine, supporting success grounded in virtue. 2. Natural benefics uplift planets they conjoin or aspect. Venus placed in the 10th house, Taurus, its own sign, and aspected by Jupiter from the 2nd, Virgo, enhances career through refinement, aesthetics, or diplomacy. Even if the Sun is conjoined Venus, causing combustion, Jupiter's benefic aspect helps stabilize Venus's functional role, ruling 3rd and 10th, bringing grace to communication and charm in professional life. 3. Natural malefics amplify undesirable effects in houses they occupy or aspect. Unless they own the house. Saturn in the 6th house, Capricorn, though owning the 6th and 7th for Leo rising, still intensifies themes of debt, disease, and conflict. It may bring resilience, but also chronic challenges if not balanced by Jupiter's aspect from the 2nd or 8th. Saturn's aspect on the 3rd, Libra, could cause coldness in sibling relations unless Venus is strong or exalted. 4. Natural malefics afflict planets they conjoin or aspect. Mars in the 7th house, Aquarius, if conjoined with Mercury, 2nd and 11th Lord, may cause quarrels in partnerships or financial decisions. Mars being the functional malefic for Leo rising, ruling the 4th and 9th, is often neutral to benefic. Yet when it aspects Moon in the 10th, Taurus, it may create workplace stress or public image volatility unless Moon is strong and waxing. Number 5. Natural significators increase results of the houses they signify when aspecting them, but with noted exceptions. Mars in the 3rd house, Libra, boosts courage and action, but may also damage relationships with younger siblings due to dominance or impatience. Waning Moon in the 4th house, Scorpio, its debilitation sign, harms mother's well-being, home comfort, and emotional grounding, especially when unaided by Jupiter. Jupiter in the 5th house, Sagittarius, while boosting intelligence in children, may create moral rigidity or unrealistic expectations in education or parenting. Venus in the 7th house, Aquarius, can create romantic detachment or over-idealism in relationships, potentially leading to misalignment in partnerships. Sun in the 9th house, Aries, exalted, may dominate fatherly or mentor relationships, creating power struggles despite being a favorable placement for Dharma. Jupiter in the 11th house, Gemini, may lead to philosophical or value-based disagreements with elder siblings or groups, especially if Mercury, 11th Lord, is afflicted. In Leo rising charts, the Sun's position defines the tone of self-expression, while Jupiter, ruling the 5th and 8th, must be interpreted with precision. Jupiter's beneficence may be mixed due to its 8th house lordship. For instance, Jupiter in Gemini and Ardra may cause restlessness in gainful pursuits, while in Punarvasu, it reflects ethical growth and collective success. The fiery fixed Leo ascendant demands dignity in benefic placements and composure in malefic triggers, making house ownership, dignity, and aspect alignment central to all predictive accuracy. Horoscope reading principles, Sagittarius rising. 1. Natural benefics enhance the house they occupy or aspect. For Sagittarius rising, Jupiter in the 1st house, Sagittarius, its Mula Trikona sign, forms a powerful Hamsa Mahapurusha yoga. It enhances vitality, wisdom, charisma, and purpose. Its aspects to the 5th, Aries, Gemini, and 9th, Leo, strengthen intelligence, relationships, and fortune. This creates a trinal and Kendra alignment of Dharma, Kama, and higher wisdom, especially powerful when Moon or Venus is placed in the 5th or 9th. 2. Natural benefics uplift planets they conjoin or aspect. Venus in the 10th house, Virgo, though debilitated, if aspected by Jupiter from the 2nd, Capricorn, or conjoined with exalted Mercury, becomes elevated and brings success in careers involving art, diplomacy, or healing. Jupiter's benefic aspect neutralizes Venus's debility and infuses grace into professional conduct, making the native popular and charismatic in public roles. This is especially effective when supported by a waxing moon in the 11th. 3. Natural malefics enhance undesirable results in houses they occupy or aspect, unless they own the house. Saturn in the 2nd house, Capricorn, although owning the 2nd and 3rd for Sagittarius rising, may still bring restraint in speech, delayed financial growth, or burdened family responsibilities. Its aspect to the 4th, 8th, and 11th houses may manifest as emotional suppression or difficulty in realizing long-term desires, unless Jupiter aspects Saturn or the Moon is placed in the 4th for emotional grounding. 4. Natural malefics afflict planets they conjoin or aspect. Mars in the 6th house, Taurus, if aspecting Mercury in the 9th, Leo, can create conflict in belief systems, arguments with mentors, or rash communication in spiritual contexts. Despite being the 5th and 12th Lord, Mars is still a natural malefic and can introduce tension when influencing soft or benefic planets unless counterbalanced by Jupiter's 5th aspect or benefic influence on Mercury. 5. Natural significators enhance their own domains when occupying or aspecting, but with exceptions. Mars in the 3rd house, Aquarius, gives courage and assertive expression, but may lead to sibling clashes or overambition, especially if Saturn aspects or conjoins. Waning moon in the 4th house, Pisces, though intuitive, may result in a restless inner life or maternal distance unless Jupiter supports from the 12th or 8th. Jupiter in the 5th house, Aries, enhances education and children's fortune, but can create idealistic detachment or ego conflicts with offspring if Mars or Sun dominate the chart. Venus in the 7th house, Gemini, promotes charming relationships but may cause superficial bonds or indecisiveness in marriage unless Mercury is strong and well placed. Sun in the 9th house, Leo, an own sign, gives strong dharma, fatherly guidance, and ethical authority, but can become arrogant or doctrinaire if unbalanced by Mercury or Moon. Jupiter in the 11th house, Libra, gives noble friends and long-term gains, but may make the native too idealistic about networks or causes, reducing practical gain unless Venus supports from the 9th or 1st. Sagittarius rising thrives on principles, expansion, and dharmic pursuits. Jupiter, as Lagna and 4th Lord, is central to health, character, and emotional roots. Its condition, combustion, aspect, retrogression, shapes life outcomes critically. Mars and the Sun often dominate karmic influence as 5th and 9th lords. Venus, ruling the 6th and 11th, plays a transactional role and may need careful handling to avoid indulgence in pleasure-driven gains. Saturn, when placed in the 2nd or 3rd, brings restraint and karmic friction that, when overcome, strengthens speech, effort, and resource building. Proper analysis for Sagittarius Lagna must always start with Jupiter's house dignity and its impact on the 1st, 4th, and 9th axes.